Hi everybody, I'm back. So episode number 10. I ended the last one by saying how great I thought I looked. And I think that's called false bravado is what that's called. There may be another name for it. Maybe a more sophisticated psychological term, but I'm just going with the false bravado. I know I don't look great, but anyway. Sometimes I feel like I do, but when sometimes you weigh almost 400 pounds and then you don't anymore, you know, I have what's called distorted body image. That's what people with eating disorders have. It's called distorted body image, and that just about covers it all. Anyway, I want to pick up and talk a little bit about, today's going to be kind of short, I think, and I was thinking about that I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how it was that I really kind of finally made the decision to not do the degree program in music therapy. And it was this. Aside from the fact that I just fell in love with singing jazz. I just fell in love with it, and I just loved to sing. And there I was. I had finally learned how to make, I think at that point I was just beginning to learn how to make my own charts in my own keys. And I can do a whole nother music lesson on that. And I should. But so I just wanted to sing. And, you know, it was almost like that was scary for me. Like to say that, like I wasn't allowed to want to do that. That's how it felt for me. Nonetheless, I also wanted to do music therapy because I loved psychology and analysis. And if you ever talked to somebody who knew me, I think you would know that that's true about me. Annoyingly so. And it took me a while to learn that about myself, that I love that. You know, like if I go into, like say what's called group, that's fun for me. So, back to the topic, which is, how did I make that decision? I looked at the curriculum. And in the curriculum, there were classes for psychology that you had to take, and then there were classes for music theory and your study of your instrument, and then there was a practicum. But all the classes for music, I had kind of taken those already. And the psychology classes, like, hello, like, we're talking, like, basic stuff, all right? Like, hello, like, I had taken those, like, quite a while ago. And then there was a practicum. And the practicums were, like, not all that, you know, kind of interesting either. Now, aside from how this applies to me, what I want to say to all of you is, like, this is who they're, like, pumping out into the world as music therapists. Sorry that I am insulting anyone, but excuse me. So, like, you know, in terms of my own illness and infirmities, you know, when I ended up, you know, in the cardiac ward, and I asked, by the way, do you have any music therapists? And I knew the answer to the question. Yes, I did. I said, but if it's that you're going to send me someone who's just going to play the guitar for me, don't do it, okay? Because I'm likely to kill them, okay? Because of my history, not what I'm wanting now that I've lost the ability, like, to do anything at all. Let me tell you a little bit about my history, okay? How it is that I ended up here with a narcissistic mother who helped take away my livelihood with her devious deeds behind my back. Because, by the way, when I told my mother what I had decided to do, you would think a mother would be proud, wouldn't you? Well, a normal mother would, but one with mental illness, which, by the way, if somebody does try and kill themselves, don't we kind of call that mental illness? Because one of the things I haven't told you yet was she did try to do that when I was 16 and my sister was 14, which means my brother was 13. She did have a suicidal attempt. Did anybody ever talk about that? Oh, no. No. Anyway, see, I'm like getting off to the side. Anyway, back to the story. So that's why, in the end, I decided not to go to the music therapy degree, because if I was going to later on decide to do a music therapy practice, I said to myself and anybody else that I was talking to about it, I said, I want to use music as the therapy, which means I need to learn more music to apply to the therapy. That's what it's about. It's about music as the therapy, as the form of therapy. I need to learn more music still, especially composition and theory, to learn to analyze this, to use it as the form of therapy. That's why. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for listening. You know, I know I'm going to think later, oh, I forgot to say this, oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, I do want to mention that I have been really increasingly doing more and more music in each and every day. And what a difference it has been making. So I have another journal that I am keeping. I'm documenting more and more of this because I'm feeling different. But I think it's going to be able to be measured. I am thinking that by the end of this, my goal is that my little pinky on my right hand, which is the only one that still is not moving, that it will be moving at the end of this, which means that I will be able to do what's called working piano again, full time. Oh, and at this stage, when I was investigating and had to make this decision about, that was when I began to teach. That's when I began to teach. Because I had so many bad teachers. I had so many bad teachers. Remember that? So when I remember as I would go to each student's door, I would feel like I had this amazing gift to give to them. Like, oh boy, do I have something great to show you? And this is how I felt. Yeah. None of that goofball stuff. It was like that. And I do have people out there, some students, that I think will tell you that they were satisfied. Real people. They're all grown up now. That's okay. It's a good thing.